In this video, I will share my thoughts on the Savage UTV magnetic mount for the Starlink Mini. I decided to go with this brand because of the wind fairing on the front. I also opted for the optional protective cover, which came fully assembled. Flipping it over, you can see I decided on the magnetic mounts, though I may consider adding the suction cup mounts at a later date. The Starlink Mini slides into place and is perfectly snug within the brackets of this mount. The opened end is secured by installing a removable bracket, which is held in place by two screws that are installed from the top. I would have preferred some sort of quick release lever system instead, as I can see myself losing these screws at some point. It would be nice if Savage UTV adds this as an option to future versions of this mount. Until then, I must be careful, as I admit to being a bit of a forgetful klutz. The mount comes with two sets of screws, the thumb screws you see here, and regular screws like what you see on the protective cover, which are ideal for semi-permanent setups. Here we are on top of my camper van, so I can demonstrate how I do cable management with the Savage UTV mount. I sometimes have to remove the dish from the top of my van to use it elsewhere or reposition it for a better signal if needed. This will expose both the power and Ethernet cable ends to the elements, like moisture. This weather-resistant connection box for outdoor extension cords has been working well. It has rubber ends that go around the cables to help keep the moisture out. I usually put the Ethernet cable in first, followed by the power cable. It can take some effort to close correctly and even be a tight fit, but that should be expected for it to be secure. Closing the box can be tricky. You must ensure everything lines up correctly for a secure seal. These little pins in the rubber need to line up with the holes on the opposing side. It's easy to screw this part up, and yes, I'm speaking from experience. You may have to twist the box a little to get everything to align, but once you do, everything will just snap into place. 4 clasps on each corner and 1 main clasp in the middle is needed to be secured. If they are difficult to lock, the box is not closed correctly. The box slides in under the mount on my van and sits snug with no excess vertical movement. This is unique to my setup and will not apply to everyone or every vehicle. It's only possible because of the roof ribs where the magnets are mounted. The lowered space between the ribs allows the connection box to slide underneath the mount. Reapplying the bracket helps secure the connection box in place and prevents me from misplacing both the bracket and the screws. Something that I know I would do because, to be completely honest, I'm that kind of person. Because I'm taking these screws on and off from time to time, I do get concerned about moisture accidentally getting into the threads. I went ahead and applied some anti-seize to the screws as a preventative measure. I've used this mount on several road trips, going at highway speeds upwards of 85 miles per hour without an issue of it coming loose. I do feel the magnets are strong enough on their own, but what I feel helps is the wind fairing on the front, which seems to act as a spoiler, adding downward force and assisting the magnets. A question that some of you may have could be, does the misalignment of the dish from the mount or the protective cover negatively impact network speeds and performance? It should be expected that the alignment will always be off when using this mount. This is a trade-off with any magnetic mount. I will now run a speed test to demonstrate. In this test, on average, I get just over 130 megabits per second, which is faster than the quoted 100 megabits on the Starlink website. The upload averages 15 megabits, which is higher than the 10 megabits that Starlink officially quotes. I will note that I usually get slower speeds in urban areas, but when I was in Chona Pinnacles over the winter, I had speeds upwards of 250 down and 25 up while using the Savage UTV mount. It's been about 6 months now, and I am pleased with this mount. I want to also point out that this video is not sponsored, and I have no affiliation with Savage UTV. I hope this information was useful out there to at least one person. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again next time.